Good evening to the students of the SLW722, that is the International Human Rights Law, and we are dealing the Unit 1, that is International Systems and UNO. It is nothing but the international organizations of the UNO, the organs of the UNO, and its relations with one organization to the state, state to the individuals, individual to the state, states to the organization, and it is a relation between them. It is called the United Nations international organizations, or we can say also international systems. Yes, anyone can unmute and read what I posted on the screen, so that I am with you and you are with me. Both are sailing in the same boat to reach to the destination. That is my intention. Participants, are you there? Okay, let me read it. Welcome to the students of the SLW722 to the virtual class on 10-04-2023 at 9:10. That is the thing which I mentioned. And in our last class, we are here in this place. Where it's gone? International organization, yes. And we are dealing about the Marxist theory. And there I told you, Baba, father of the nation, Julius Cambarage Nereres, Babaji, and he at the time believed that everything should be nationalized. But as the time goes on, now it is everything should be privatized. James Masawe, karibu sana, welcome to my class. Yesterday we are dealing about the Baba. Who is Baba? Father of the nation Tanzania. Yes, James Masawe.
Yes.
Who is the father of the nation of Tanzania?
I don't hear you, sir.
Yes? You don't know?
You.
Speak.
I don't hear you, sir.
Who is the father of the nation? Tanzania.
Julius Kambarage Nyerere.
He is which type of the school of thought he is having? He is a capitalist. Oh yeah, you are getting the sound from the Nyombani. Those who want to have a different place, lonely, you can unmute it. If you are not lonely, you are with the family and children. Kila Kitu, please mute it. When you want to speak, you can speak, then you mute it. And what is the school of thought of the Julius Kambarage Nyerere? Capitalist, socialist, modernist, conservativist.
Socialist.
Hence, all the electricity department, any government department, any department is nationalized. But sooner or later, now everything should be given to the private people, including what is the TENESCO? What is the case law of the TENESCO? They made the breach of a contract by giving the TENESCO with a foreign company. Who is that person?
Richmond.
Dawson Richmond or Richmond Dawson? Anyway, Richmond is there, and of course,
and Dawson is there.
Yes. When there is a breach of a contract, naturally, whoever may be, they will be held liable to pay the compensation. So now everything is privatized. Otherwise, Marxist theory is everything we born by the government. Your school, hospital, transport, kilakittu. So the Karl Marx saw the capitalism as a progressive force because it had an endogenous dynamism which earlier socioeconomic system lacked. So he made the survival of the capitalism hinged on its continuing ability to revolutionize its mission of production. And according to his, the labor input was the source of the value. And if everybody is a half user, then who will be the labor? And he saw the extraction of the surplus and the immiseration of the wage labor as the basis for the class conflict. The conflict of the rich and poor comes at that instance only when there is a wide gap in the income. Such conflict will result in the eventual overflow of the bourgeoisism or bourgeoisie and the abolition of the private property. There should not be any private property. Everything should be owned by the government. Government will take care of it. By that, it will give the employment to the people, those even the downtrodden or marginalized people also in the form of reservation. As a departure from the Marx, Lenin argued that the colonialism would retard the development in the colonies. After that, the British are colonized it and they exploited all the natural resources of the country, especially they exploited more from the India. And Lenin, colonialism was the outcome of the imperialism and the highest stage of the capitalism, that is. And later on, the colonialism brought much of the non-capitalist world under the control of the international capital and locked the new colonies into the international divisions of labor or as supplies of the raw material. See, what happened, the Britishers, they used to take the raw cotton from India and export to the Britain. Again, by making the cloth, they export to the India and they will sell at the higher price. And here also Tanzania, they try to take the raw material which are useful to them and they make the product. Again, they sell the same country or other countries with high profits. And that was the thing, because we don't have the industries to make it out. For instance, you take gold. We don't have that much sophisticated machinery to refine the gold in the form of a 18 karat, 22 karat and 24 karat, and hence the raw form gold will be taken into the South Africa in the form of the bricks and there it will be refined. When they took the bricks in the raw form, naturally they do exploit it. They take the 20 bricks, they say the 10 bricks. Am I right? The 5 bricks meza nusu nusu. Is it clear?
Yes, Prof.
Rutambuka,
Yes, Prof.
are you sitting in the family room?
No, I am online, Prof.
Online, but you are sitting in the family room because I could hear the sounds of the adjacent people. Okay, now when you
Yes,
speak, you can unmute it. When you don't speak, you can mute it. Otherwise, I get whatever your muzungums in the Nyombani. Okay, now assumptions are the historical period of the mankind is in essence the history of the class struggle and changing the modes of the production. In the capitalism, all the country revenue would be only on the few people finger, those who are the business tycoons. And they will run the country actually. Because it is they finance. When? At the time of election. When they finance 1%, they try to get 1% plus 1% interest, even double interest also. The state is inherently an instrument of the coercion that is used by the ruling class to control and exploit the rest of the society. So the ruling class are the rich, and the rich will exploit. Even they exploit the state also. And it is therefore incompatible with the freedom and justice. And that's why the people says the law is only to the rich, not to the poor. The reason is they will hire a good lawyer and they will see black to white and white to black. It is only the lawyer and the painter will make black to white and white to black. Is it clear?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
When you go to the moot court, I don't know whether you anytime appeared for the moot court. In your final year, it is there in the LLB.
Yes, we attended.
We attended. When you moot court, you have to argue from the both the sides. Am I right?
Right? Yes.
And which side is tough?
What do you mean by that, Prof?
Which side is tough means you argue two sides. What are the
Yes.
two sides? Sir, left hand side, right hand side.
No, sir.
Say,
It's,
either you argue one time at the plaintiff side, another time defendant side. Or you can argue the appellant side or the respondent side if it is appeal case. Am I right?
Yes, Prof.
Which is tough among the two?
defendant side.
Defendant side is always tough. Respondent side is always tough. So you have to be both edged, sharpened sword. The both the side you have to cut it. So the capitalist system of the private ownership of the means of the production and distribution must be result in the increasing contradiction, crisis, depressions, and impoverishment of the masses. The capitalist system is very good, no doubt at all. But everything would be controlled. And the system of private ownership of the means of the production, there is no a private interference would be there. Everything would be controlled by the government. To me, I think it is very good because all the resources will be available to each and everybody. Otherwise, only rich can have the more resources and the poor having the less resources. And when you come to the increased force and repercussions may temporarily have to be used to put the end to the capitalism and the capitalist state and to build a new and better society. See, whenever you say either the capitalistic or the socialistic or any other thought, better it should be mixed one. It's very good. A mixed economic theory is very good. Some private and some state owned. That is the very good idea of making. And the bigger things should not be given to the private, like aviation, ship, currency, defense, and the major units. No, private should not be given. Only the substitute private should be given, where let the private people also employ some of them, local as well as the foreign hands. Because when they employ the foreign hands, they are supposed to pay the work permit and residence permit plus entry visa or visa charges in the beginning. And these are revenue to the government. For instance, tourism is there. There is a lot of revenue to the Tanzania. That is the reason that you can have the kiosk where you can change the money, at least 14 to 16 countries' money. I'm sure in the 14 countries' money you can exchange it here in Tanzania. And the fundamental changes that occur in the society take place first in the economic base and then the political base, then the social superstructure changes to conform to the economic base. Anything should be based on economic. For a starving man, food is God. Did you get my point? Did you get my point?
Son.
For a starving man, India, into India, for him or for her, Mungu, who is Mungu? Chakula. Say in Kingereza. Say in Kingereza, what did you understand? I would like to see both of them, one after another. One will say in Kiswahili, one will say in Kingereza. Say, we
didn't
don't
get
know.
it, sir. Can you repeat, please? Can you repeat, please? I didn't get it.
When you did not get you, why you are not say, sir, could you repeat it? I told, for starving man, food is the God. Naim to Inja, the Mungu is Kama Chakula. Chakula is Mungu. Say now. Say now.
Chakula
I
is
don't.
Mungu.
I repeated 3 times. Any matatizo?
For a starving man, food is God.
See, I told very much for starving man, food is God. Sema Kiswahili.
Kwa mtu mwenye njaa, chakula anakiona kama Mungu.
Yes. Chakula kama Mungu for the inja mtu ya inja. So, economic point of view is very important. If you have the economic stability, you can create the miracles. If you are hand to mouth, you cannot create the miracle. So the concert system is the concert of the Europe, also known as the Congress system or the Vienna system, date for as the end of the Napoleonic War to the early 1820s. It was the system of the dispute resolution adopted by the major conservative powers of Europe to maintain their powers, oppose revolutionary movement, and weaken the forces of nationalism and uphold the balance of powers. And Hitler, he is a short man, but he made the world under. The concept of the Europe was founded by the powers of the Austria, Prussia, Russia, and the United Kingdom, which were the members of the Quadruple Alliance. I don't know whether you know what is quadruple. Sema, did you understand what is quadruple?
I don't understand what is quadruple, sir.
But why you are keeping quiet? Quadra, you know quarter, 1/4. Half, 1/2. 3/4, 3/4. Mizima, 1. Quadra means 4. So quadruple means 4 kingdoms. What are they? Austria, second Prussia, third Russia, and fourth United Kingdom. So 4 quadruple alliances, they joined together. They defeated the Napoleon and his first French Empire. These are all people. Later, France was established as the 5th member of the concert and following the restoration of the Bourbon monarchy. This is the school of thought where capitalist, socialist, and consort, they rule the country. And the leading personality of the system were the British Foreign Secretary Lord Castlereagh, Australian Chancellor Clemens and Van Metternich, and Tsar Alexander I of the Russia. Charles Maurice of the France was largely responsible for the quickly running that country to its place alongside the other major powers in the international diplomacy. So different school of thoughts are there, theories are there, they evolved at the time for getting what? Getting all the states to come on one platform, at least. The concept of the Europe had no written rules of the permanent institutions, but at the times of the crisis, any of the member countries could propose a conference and they laid out the rules. The concert's effectiveness came to an end because of many factors, such as the British distrust of Russia. British, the people, they distrust the Russia because Russia is a socialistic country. So these are the different theories. They want to bring the nations in one platform. The Hague system has come. The Hague Agreement was constituted by two international treaties. The Hague Act of the November 28, 1960, that is the 1960 Act, and the Geneva Act of July 2, 1999. These are the two agreements. It has made some radical changes. The Hague Agreement provides a mechanism for acquiring, the maintaining, and the managing the design rights in the countries and intergovernmental organization. So they made the written rules and regulations to managing the rights of the different countries and intergovernmental organizations, how they behave each other or transact each other among them. So the members of the Hague Union, through a single international application filed with the International Bureau of the World Intellectual Property Organization, so WIPO, that is the organization for the intellectual property is concerned, they want to harmonize it. They see that everybody rights to be protected, those who are the inventor of any intellectual property. That results in a single international registration with individual efforts designed therein. Now the international single registration is there. Of course, there is a regional registration, local means municipal registration, and international registration for the intellectual property is there. And then the Hague Agreement allows user to save time, and this enables them to easily and swiftly acquire a design production in multiple markets, as a single international application replaces a whole series of applications which otherwise should have been affected with the different national offices. See, whenever a nation has invented a new type of a rice or a wheat or product or designs, they want to see that it will not be exploited by the other people. Of course, they can exploit it provided they have to issue the license by taking the money for the issuing the license. So that is the way that you have to make it out. And then there is the possibility of the filing an international application is not open to everyone. An applicant must satisfy at least one of the following conditions. What are the conditions where a person wants to file it? Then be a national of a contracting party or a member of the state of an intergovernment organization which is a contracting party. Means the person should be a subject of any country or the intergovernmental organization, such as the European Union or the African Intellectual Property Organization or Asian organization, or we can say Scandinavian area or Latin America organization or the place, but it should be attached to one of the country, non-governmental organization or subject to a particular registered body. Have a domicile in the territory of the contracting party, and it should be a domicile. And domicile is different and residence is different. Am I right?
Yes, Prof.
Are we a domicile of Tanzania? Are we a resident of Tanzania?
Resident.
Yes? You are a resident of Tanzania. You are not a domicile of Tanzania.
Yes. Both resident and the domicile.
When do you say domicile? When do you say resident? For instance, what is my position? Am I a resident of Tanzania or am I a domicile of Tanzania?
You are a domicile.
I am not a domicile of Tanzania. I am merely a resident of Tanzania. But I am a domicile of India.
Domicile of India, yes. Yes.
Always, till the death of a person, only one domicile is there. And that is the domicile of origin. Of course, I can change my domicile, acquire a domicile. If I continuously or consecutively stay in the 7 years or whatever the 10 years, whatever the given in the Citizenship Act, yes, I can become a citizen of Tanzania by following the citizenship of India. So, domicile is different, residence is different. And here, a domicile in the territory of the contracting party, and where they want to make a contract with the international organization for the protection of the intellectual property. Have a real and effective industrial or a commercial establishment in the territory of a contracting party. Whatever that he invented is a real one, and it is a economic one and commercial based, then only it can be done. And the Hague system cannot be used to protect an industrial design in a country which is not a party to the Hague Agreement. Whenever the industrial design would be there, then that country should be a party to the convention or agreement, which is not a member state of an intergovernmental organization party to the Hague government. So they should be connected with the state, or they should be connected with the intergovernmental organization. So those are the four conditions they fulfill over there. Then they can file their intellectual property, whatever they invented, the design, it can be registered in the WIPO. Advantage of the Hague system is, and it enables the design owners from a contracting party to obtain the protection for the design with a minimum formalities and expenses. Of course, when you want to register it, you have to pay some nominal fee for the registration. And in addition, the design owners are relieved of the need to make a separate national application in each of the contracting parties in which they seek protection. If they invented the two or three, let them make each design a separate registration, because each registration cost is different. So it avoids the need for the constant monitoring of the deadline of the renewal of the whole series of the national registration and varying from one state to the other. Of course, when you register it, it is for the valid for the 7 years, 14 years, 20 years, depending upon the country policy. In addition, it avoids the need to pay the series of the fees in various currencies. You need not to pay the various currencies. You pay the currency where you belong. Or if it is paid in the dollar, then equivalent amount of it, local currency should be paid. The use of single international application made in one language, one payment of a single set of fees in one currency and with one office, the applicant receives a bundle of national rights. So one office, one currency, one policy in one place, if it is registered, then it's a bundle of national rights that you will get it. Why Africa should not have one currency? I told in the last class. Europe having one currency. Am I right?
Yes, Prof.
What is that currency name? Sema.
Euro.
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 Yes.
Why not the African should have one currency? Entire African continent. At that instant, try to make your currency strong. So nowadays you don't know. There is a viral of WhatsApp. Did you see it? Everybody is now dumping the US dollar. They wage war against the USA dollar. Even Indian currency is valid in the Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, even Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Are you following me?
Yes, Prof. You are following.
Yes, it can be valid. You can change it. And in the same way, they will accept the Tanzania shilling also. When they want to buy anything, you can pay the Tanzania shillings. No matter. RBI made such a... RBI means Reserve Bank of India. What is equivalent in Tanzania? What is equivalent in Tanzania?
Rupiah.
I said the monetary control done by the Tanzania, which organization? Like minting
I
the
don't
currency.
know.
You don't know. Professor Luga is the
Yes,
governor.
Prof.
FDK, Luoga. You don't know. Is it
Yes, Prof.
what is the bank name? Sir, bank name is Bank of Monza. Sema. What is the bank which will control the currency in Tanzania?
Bank of Tanzania.
Then why you are taking so much? Who is the governor?
The governor is very new. I don't remember the name.
Now the Emmanuel Tutuba was appointed as the governor of the Bank of Tanzania on January 7th, succeeding Florence Luoga. Earlier, Florence Luoga is there, and who is the employee of the School of Law, University of Dar es Salaam. But now, Emmanuel Tutuba is the appointed as the governor of the Bank of Tanzania in January 7th,
Yes,
succeeding
Emmanuel
Florence
Tutuba.
Luoga, whose 5 years term end this month at the time. Is it clear?
Yes, Prof.
So now, let me go. Yes. So single currency is always good because it is having its own value. And you need not worry about it. For instance, if I take the Tanzania shillings in India, nobody will care it. Unless until I can give to any Tanzanian there. Are you following me? But
Yes, Prof. We are following.
But I can change the Tanzania shillings at the airport, taking either Indian rupees or I can take dollars or euros, whichever is available over there. So this is the way where we can increase the standard of our currency and our value of the currency also increased, and many things are coming to the picture. And then I would like to share the headquarters of different places. Yes, let me stop it, then I will go where I kept this file. Yeah, international organizations. Yes, I kept the file here. Now I will share the file to you so that you could understand. You can see it. International organizations, there are so many, as I told you. So, share. Now you could see the read. I say read. Participants, are you there?
Yes, Prof. We are there.
I say read.
International organization and their headquarters. GK note in PDF.
See, read here. International organizations and their headquarters. Amnesty International. Yes. Whenever the wars are there, it will come into the picture. London. Asia Pacific Economic Forum, Singapore. Asian Associate of Southeast Asian Nations, Jakarta. Commonwealth of Nations, London. European Union, Brussels. FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, Rome. IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, Vienna. International Civil Aviation Organization, Montreal. International Court of Justice, The Hague. International Labour Organization, Geneva. International Maritime Organization, London. International Monetary Fund, IMF, Washington. International Standard Organization, Geneva. Non-aligned movement, New York. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Brussels. Organization of the Economic Cooperation and the Development, Paris. Organization of Petrol Exporting Countries, Vienna. South Asian Association for the Regional Cooperation, Kathmandu. And Transparency International, Berlin. And United Nations Atomic Energy Commission, New York. Joint United Nations Program, HIV and AIDS, Geneva. United Nations Capital Development Fund, New York. So we have all these international organizations, their headquarters. How many are there? More than 56 to 70 are there if you count it. And the lastly that I would like to say here, UNHCR, United Nations High Commissioner for the Refugees, Geneva. United Nations Children's Education Fund, UNICEF, New York. United Nations Organization, New York. World Health Organization, WHO, Geneva. World Meteorological Organization, Geneva. World Bank, Washington. World Intellectual Property Organization, Geneva. And WTO, the World Tourism, Madrid. So most of the places, either in the New York or Geneva or Vienna or Paris or UK or Germany. Why not Tanzania? Why not Kenya? Why not India? Why not Uganda? Because they have to afford it, the infrastructure. Then they will give you. I think some of the branches, they are more in the Nairobi. Am I right? You know,
Yes, you are right.
some of them is in the Nairobi. And that's why you can feel a lot of currency float would be there in the Nairobi. Now the cost of living also increased. Even the ratio of the crime also increased. Even when you compare Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania, crime rate is way more. Yes? Where is the crime rate?
Right. Enumerate.
Why you are not understanding? When you compare with the Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, where is the more crime rate?
Kenya.
Crime, CRIME, crime space RATE rate, crime rate, crime percentage.
Kenya.
Why you are taking so much time? In the evening, especially a foreigner should not go alone because they take out everything except chupi. They leave the chupi and they will ask him to go because that fellow cannot go anywhere. They take all the clothes, including the pockets. Sir, did you experience it? No. My another professor, he experienced it. And he told me, please don't go outside for eating anything. Please. If you go, go with somebody else. Or go in the daytime. Not in the evening time or dark time places. But anyway, that what I want to say is the first chapter which we are discussing is the international organization and UNO, international organizations and UNO, and that is the first chapter we successfully completed in at least 5 to 6 or 7. How many classes we took it?
spend a lot of time working on social media for my clients. I create a lot of video content